this whole idea of how you're managed leads into another topic that I thought we would talk about called adaptive leadership. And the basic idea there is, again, kind of obvious at the first level. You don't want to manage everyone in your organization with the same approach. You'd like to treat everybody fairly and equally and so on, but they may not be in the same situation, and so you may not want to uh, handle that quite the same way. And so I suggest, and this is again one of the tools I use a lot, very simple thing called a 2 by 2, right? So imagine 2 columns, 2 rows, 4 boxes. And let's take a case of someone who is motivated and skilled, who is working for you or working with you. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're the manager looking at the people who are working for you, or you're looking at your peers or potential business partners, wherever it is. But let's say you're both motivated, you're excited, and you're competent or skilled. So that's one box. But now let's say you're motivated, but you don't have a lot of skill. You're new, so on. So that occupies another box, right? You're in the same level of motivation, but in one case you had skill, in one case you didn't. Now in the other case, you're unmotivated, but you're skilled. So right now you're kind of checked out, but you do have a lot of skill. And then in the fourth box, you have the person who is neither motivated nor skilled. So as a manager or teammate, you want to think about this. Well, would I approach every interaction with these, let's say, simplistically, 4 different box occupants the same way? And I think you would realize, no, you wouldn't, right? If somebody is motivated and skilled, you can probably just let them do what they want to do, and they're probably going to do a good job, and there you go. If somebody is neither motivated nor skilled, well, this is going to require quite a bit more work, more supervision, more skills, more hands-on training, tighter supervision. Well, let's say somebody is skilled, but they're not motivated. Well, you're going to have to maybe figure out why. Maybe they're not working on a problem that interests them anymore. Maybe they want to feel more part of a team. Maybe they'd like you to jump in and be shoulder to shoulder with them, and you could build some, team spirit. But they're skilled, so it's not that they can't do the work, but maybe they're just not in the right place. Maybe they have something going on outside the work context that's affecting them. But you know that what you do with them, say, you wouldn't do with somebody who was motivated and skilled, who might sort of leave alone. And now you might have somebody who's motivated, but they're not yet up to skill. Well, they'll probably accept a certain amount of extra coaching and guidance and so on the details of the work that you wouldn't do for somebody who already had the skill. So the whole point there is, first, using a tool like a 2 by 2, which I suggest in other places, to just categorize things, bin them, make them easier to communicate what you're talking about and what you're dealing with. Like you say, we could have high sales in good economic conditions, or low sales in good economic conditions, or high sales in poor economic conditions, that kind of pattern. It comes up a lot. And it's a way to sort of corral or wrangle what's going on. But my point is that from a leadership perspective, and leadership and management are similar, but not identical. But the idea is you want to know who you're managing and who you're leading, and try to meet them where they are rather than where you might wish them to be, and then help them get to where you would like them to be. And just the idea that that this exists as a pattern. So again, you're new on the job, you don't realize yet perhaps the challenge that your manager has. You're just starting to work. Well, they have to manage a whole group of people, and they have to figure out what skills do you have and how motivated are you. And they may or may not adjust their leadership style, their management style to you. Maybe you need to help them. That's the managing up model, and say, look, I have the skill that you need, but I'm currently feeling unmotivated, but this is how I think I might become more motivated. Or I don't have the skill, but I'm really eager to learn. So please help me on the skill side. But you don't have to worry, I'm all in. So you can help other people understand kind of where you are.